Hi, class. Um, I hope everybody's doing well. I just want to do a quick preview of what we're going to be doing this module. Last weekend, or last week, we did the download of Revit. And so therefore the assignment was really small because downloading a software like this can be a task at times. So I wanted to make sure that everybody had the time and put the effort in and download Revit software. And then again, the small assignment where we really just built some of the beginnings of the infrastructure of the building before we get into any of the hard materials. We did grids, which you are familiar with reading prints, where we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, grids and the A, B, C, D, E, F, Gs, which identify locations of columns primarily, as well as some other features. And then we also built a set of levels and named them appropriately. And so with the levels, that's where we would be placing different stories of a building, as well as some other level type things, such as a top of footing or a mechanical room or things like that. And so now we have some base infrastructure created. This week, we're going to go into some additional commands, such as we're going to start with a foundation wall, a perimeter wall that's going to go around the outer grid lines. We're going to put a footing underneath that, attach a footing to the wall. We're going to do some isolated footings in the middle of the building, which is common in structure design. Then we're going to start locating columns. Once we have our columns put in, we're going to put in some beams or joists or girders. And then we're also going to put in some beam systems, which is really a smaller, tighter joist system that goes beam to beam. So watch all the videos this week, please. Do them in order. The assignments from here moving forward are going to be shorter. I believe we have about 3 weeks to go. It's purposeful that they are shorter assignments. I front load this class, so the harder, longer assignments we've already gone through. In As we're getting into some warmer weather and getting near the end of the semester, where you have some other responsibilities in some of your other classes, we're going to be pretty light in this class. But light, shorter assignments, but very effective assignments, particularly those of you that are civil engineering majors. You're going to gain the knowledge over the next couple of weeks of how to build a basic model for some of your other courses. You may be asked to put together, a simple infrastructure to review in some of your other courses. Some of the other instructors asked me to add Revit into this course, as well as the coordinator of civil engineering. So I added the Revit in several years ago, a couple years ago, to make sure that you can get at least some basic Revit modeling done, particularly when you get into your structures courses. Where you're going to analyze and actually design the sizes of columns and the sizes of beams. We don't care about that in this class right now, because you don't have those skill sets yet. So you'll learn that in Structures 1 and Structures 2. So then when you're building future infrastructures, you'll be specifying actual specific sizes of columns and beams that match your design calculations. So if you're interested in continuing on and learning more Revit, I developed a CIE 424 class about over 10 years ago. I want to say 11, 12 years ago now, which the first couple of weeks is really a review of last week, this week, and next week, where we get into the basics of Revit, and then we drill down in and really learn how to use the software at an in-depth level. And it is the primary structural software that's used out in industry. So we'll drill down in, get into some more advanced commands. We'll get into creating our own drawings in sheets, which we're not going to cover this semester. And then the last third of that class, we get into some analysis software. So we build the infrastructure, and then we use Bentley Ramp software and actually do use the software to do column design, beam design, concrete design, etc. Um, I'll be holding my office hours as normal this week, as I do every week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then the longer session on Saturdays. I really appreciate when students pop in, even just for a couple minutes. Even if you think it's a simple question, no worries. Pop into office hour, ask me question, and if it's going to get you to the solutions faster, it's worth taking the time. Dozens of students regularly show up to my office hours, which is great. Love to see some new faces if that's possible. Um, Other than that, have a great week. Enjoy this module and these assignments, and hopefully, I'll see you in my office hours. Have a good week, everybody.